This is the life of Sergei Starkyov, Part 2. Now that I was through with my fire, that I ate and drank, I had to be looking for another clinic. And how stupid I felt when I realized my initial mistake. I thought there was no clinic in Gliniska, but it turns out there is one right here, 9750. And so, I will loot a little through Sobotka, and then I'm gonna be making my way to Gliniska. Trying to see if I can get lucky at the clinic. I found a transceiver, and I tried to listen, see if I could not get any news from any survivor or my newfound teammate, but to no avail. I don't think I'm gonna stick around this town. I'd rather go directly for my objective. So I will have to be heading to Gliniska. Go see what the clinic has to offer. Let's see now. Just have to make my way west until I see the bridge. I'm pretty hot, so I guess a dip would not be bad, but I just went through the pain of drying my equipment, and it already seems like it might still be raining, so I'm not gonna accelerate the process of getting wetter. I wonder if I get to see someone in Gliniska. I should have asked the guy I saw yesterday, the man I saw, where he was going to be based up. Maybe we could have created an alliance, but he seemed in a hurry, and I'll be honest, he was really grateful for the help I provided him. So I'm happy I was of help to this man. Just a break from roleplay for a second there. Of course, my character is Russian, but I will not do the accent, because first of all, I'm not good at it, and second of all, in this world of princesses, I would not want people to feel offended by me imitating a Russian accent. Although if I imitate any sort of accent, it will never be out of hate or you know, I don't want to be condescending to people. I just love accents, so if someday you ever hear me try to imitate one, just be flattered, because that's how I see it. I don't want to offend anyone. I just like the differences. The world is colorful and it's great that way. Back to Sergei. Sorry for the little parenthesis. I've been to Glenniska a few times before. Before the world ended. Infected. More like dead. I never thought the world could come to this. I mean, someone had told me that a few years ago. How can one even believe such a story? This is like Night of the Living Dead, but the living dead are running around and screaming. And it's terrifying. Is having children even possible in this world? How would one even go about raising an infant, taking care of an infant, raising a child? It was hard enough when I had my son, and the world was normal. And when it broke out, didn't make it out for very long. I couldn't save them. I regret it every day. I should have been able to. But it's not relevant anymore, is it? Now today what's left is the sunrise and the sunsets and biting a zucchini, a dried apple, having the luxury to heat up your spaghetti can before eating it. Those are now the pleasures of today, if you can even call it that. I heard a survivor say, I wasn't born for this world. That's what he said of himself, crying as he was eating dog food. I wasn't born for this world. And then I asked him, who was? You would give birth in this world to someone who is ready to live in such a world anyway? He died 2 days later. He got swarmed and yeah, he couldn't make it. Some people are not made to survive in this environment. I would argue most aren't. And I don't understand why, for the life of me. I got scratched, clawed, bitten, once when it all started, and for some reason, I never went ballistic. I always stayed myself. I was able to go on. And the other survivors I met, most of them suffered the same fate. They got bit. They got beaten up. Bloodied. And yet, they're not the brain-hungry creatures that you see roaming the streets nowadays. Like me, they're still here. They're still human. They're still feeling. As I feel every day. Cereal. I'm surprised I even find boxes of these anymore. Night is going to be falling pretty soon. Or is it daytime? No, it's daytime. Sometimes the light restricts on me. Not that I don't carry any sort of watch anymore. What time is it? Sometimes it's even hard to tell. No clocking in, no traffic, no bosses, no time card. As a popular American comedian once said, I'm off the fucking grid. Oh, hate when that happens. It's hard to roleplay a technical error from the game, but I'm still gonna do it. Got too nervous there unloading that weapon. I hate when that happens. Those unwanted shots will kill me someday. Oh well. So I did eat and drink recently. I guess stopping now does not really make sense. Alright. That's the direction I need to be heading. Yeah, there's the clinic right over there. See? Sorry. Oftentimes, doctors and nurses would live close to the clinics, so they would be close for emergencies. So sometimes you're able to find medical gear. There's a wall right here. Remember faucets and running tap water. Oh, how we took it for granted back in the day, didn't we? Now every chance I get, I stop for a drink. Because now today you never know when a drink might be your last. Someone has been there before. The rubber slugs were all over the floor. So I guess nothing could be found here either. So now, the closest clinic I could get to is most likely in Topolin, because there is none in Olzhanka and Radach. These both seem like ruins. Although there's a diner in Olzhanka, nothing in Radach. There's Nidek, but there's a little military compound there. But there ain't no medical clinic. There's Starno. That's a good run east. Tarno and Graben. That's pretty much where my chances are right now. Or else there's Topolin. I could always make Topolin and Zalisi also. Or I could just go explore and go to maybe Nedek. Try and go see the military compound, and yeah, maybe Nedek is a good option right now. And maybe Hrud. There's a whole building there. I think there's bunkers also. That's an interesting choices. Gonna go for those bunkers, I think. And I'll come back for the military, and I mean the clinics later on. So now, I'm getting out of here. Although there's one other house or two that'd be worth looking at. Well, apparently there's absolutely nothing here. Except another magazine for my Mark II. And at some point, maybe I will head to Tarno. Try and see if I can get lucky, get my hands on some NBC gloves. If Alexei and I are gonna make it to the gas zones, that's what we'll need. Alexei and I work great in teams. Told me about his former partners. That they die ruthlessly. Been together a few weeks now. Life has been okay. We got to know each other. Told me all about his criminal days. I got to understand a thing or two about what he did or why. Why I told him numerous times. In this world, it does not matter anymore. And you know what he said? It didn't matter in the ancient world either. Alexei. There seems to be no military bunkers or old building on this map. And we get to visit. Maybe it nets us some more good loot, but it's over there. This is no bunker. What I think this right up uphill is, why not? When I was a policeman, I'd be staying in Tarno. And I didn't have a lot of vacations, so I wouldn't go out a lot with the family. In this world, the only thing I can do is explore and travel. Staying in the same place for too long sometimes means death. So there was indeed a bunker, and I was able to scrounge up some ammo. And without a doubt, those squares I see on my map are bunkers. So let's get through the woods. Try and see if I can find something good. Alexei and I built something good and got scared. But that doesn't mean there's not still some equipment that can improve our predicament. And in this world, you need every advantage you can get. Death does not discriminate. It never did. It didn't even do in yesterday's world. And today, it's even more unforgiving. But make no mistake, humanity will always prevail. No matter how small our numbers. No matter how hope seems lost, as long as we're breathing, as long as we're living, humanity is still alive. Oh. Elemas, eh? That is very interesting to say the least. As I needed a magazine for that fine piece of machinery. Take the time to drink some water. It's very peaceful around here. I like those moments. In such a troubled world, it becomes a luxury. No infected around, no bears, nor wolves. There's another bunker just past the road there. All right. Let's keep on going. I didn't expect that. Well, I didn't find that easily. Basically just a magazine that I will use for the few bullets available. think now I'll make my way through Kurznik and maybe Tarno afterwards. Still pondering why, if I should go to Nidek. Or Radach and Topolin. I'll start with Kolpa. Ooh, that was close. People spend their time looking in towns and cities, but I told myself, why not nature? There might be survivors there too, far from where the population was, so far from where the infected were. Although this is all far from Tarno, I never was there before. When I was young, I didn't live in the Livonia region. Tarno was my first taste of Livonia. And I liked it, but I worked so hard. I did not visit a lot. I thought I had seen it infected. Oh, the police jacket. That's the prison. I had never escorted prisoners here. I had heard of it a few times. It was the first time I actually see it with my own eyes. So police and army gear, huh? Interesting. Anyway, I could find NBC gear in a prison? I don't think so. That's a lot of these. to proceed with extreme caution here. Wow. Or you know what? I brought my shotgun so I could make some noise. Any area I can clear and make it safer, I will clear to make it safer. This is all open. Let's see, some of them have ammunition maybe. Definitely take a break at the prison. Crap, someone was here. Someone has opened an ammo box recently in the area. But that doesn't mean I cannot scavenge or roll something for myself still. When I look at this prison, it makes me wonder why you would want to be a criminal. Because people will lock you up in these places and treat you like dirt, which most of these people deserve. But even to this day, I find it crazy when I see places like this. I think I will close every door there is to close. So that tells me I've been around. When I leave them open, for some reason it confuses me. So close like this. This goes up. Where does this go? That's more cells. So some office here. Starting to get hungry. So I think I will eat. Bring my clothes, maybe take a break here. This one. So now just take a small break to assess the situation. I'm gonna eat first. My carp fillet will fill me up nicely. I knew it was a good decision to fish. My father taught me when I was young. And you know that famous saying, teach a man to fish. Still have a lot of ammunition. And a lot of magazines for the Mark II as well that I found in my endeavors. I still have a lot of room left on me. How about wringing some clothes? think the prison will be a nice place to rest. Not as good as making a fire, but gotta do what you can. My other equipment is gonna dry up. Maybe not quickly, but at least I'm not gonna be as cold. And now, before leaving, I can afford to eat some more. So that's exactly what I will do. In search of a second clinic, I had decided to take a break. And after eating and wringing my clothes, I was gonna rest at the prison. A bunk bed would feel good enough. As it's a luxury, I did not offer myself a lot. So now is the time to rest. And soon enough, I'll be back on the road, exploring, looking, scavenging. I'll see you then.